Hello everyone, let's consider how to return the first index of value in the tuple. To do this, we will use the index method from the tuple class. Start, the index where the searching for the value starts. Stop, the index where searching for the value stops, not including. The search always goes from left to right. Using the start and stop parameters, you can specify in which range to search, but the output will be absolute index of the first element found. First, let's try to search for arbitrary values in an empty tuple. As you can see, all searches were unsuccessful. Using nested tuple as an example, let's search for a simple value. As we can see, the values 4 was returned for I1 because search value Python first matched the fifth element in the tuple. In other cases, it's present in nested containers, list and tuple. I2 returned 0 because search value true matched the first element in the tuple for the first time. For I3, 4, 5, we received an exception value error because among the simple elements there was not what we were trying to find. To make sure what the index function does not search in nested containers. For I6, we also received an exception value error that the search is case sensitive. Let's search for a composite value. Let's try to find in the variable myTuple an object of tuple list which contains two elements, Python and Oracle. As you can see, the value 1 was returned for I1 because the list we were looking for first matched the second element in the tuple. Thus, we make sure that we can search for containers. In our example, it was list. Note that the order of the elements is important. For I2, we received an exception value error. The type of container we are looking for is also important. For I3, the elements nested in the containers are the same, but the type is different, so the output produces an exception value error. Let's try to find in the variable myTuple an object of type tuple, inside which there are two elements, Python and Oracle. As you can see, the value 1 was returned for I1 since the tuple we were looking for first considered with the second element. Thus, we make sure that we can search for containers. In our example, there was a tuple. Note what the order of the elements is important. For I2, we received an exception value error. The type of containers we are looking for is also important. For I3, the elements nested in the containers are the same, but the type is different, so the output produces an exception value error. Let's search for a composite value through variables. Here, I would like to note how Python optimizes the memory that is allocated in storing variables. The variable myTuple1 and myTuple2, which become elements in the variable myTuple, as well as myTuple3, which we were looking for, they all refer to the same memory area. They have the same ID. It's expected that index returns the value 1. since the tuple we were looking for first matched the second element. But let's try to have the variables refer to the different area of memory and check where this will affect the result. To do this, we will create variable of type tuple through converting list object to tuple. As you can see, all the variables mytuple1, 2, and 3 have different IDs. That is, they refer to different memory areas. But index still return the value 1. That is, the tuple we were looking for matched the second element for the first time. Let's complicate the last example and make sure that one of the elements nested in the containers was also physically an independent object with its own separate memory area. And again, index return the value 1, that is, the tuple was we were looking for considered with the second element for the first time. Thus, we note a very important property of this search. It does not depend on the ID of the object that take part in the search. That is, the search is based on content, not identifiers. Next, let's look at how to search within a range of elements. Values for start and stop must be int, otherwise error. The values for start and stop can be negative, with the search interval being searched from the end, and element index is -1. I'll show you how I checked all the test cases with a script. Let's summarize all the results in one table. That's all. Thanks for your attention. See you again. Bye everyone.